here, ladies and gentlemen, non-binary, binary, all colours of the rainbow.
Yesterday, I came face to face with the very farmer who gave me a massive wedgie at the Royal Show last year, and I didn't even know it.
What do you mean by that?
Last year, I went inside the cattle judging ring at the Royal Show, and a farmer grabbed me from the back of my shirt and the back of my shorts, literally lifting me up and giving me a massive wedgie before throwing me around and pinning me up against the fence.
Let me give some context as to what happened. She went protesting on someone's property during an event. She literally jumped into the main circle in the middle and started rambling all this stuff. She wonders why she got thrown out. I don't care what you do. If you go on to someone else's property, that's what's going to happen. I'm surprised this woman is still doing this stuff. How is she not in jail yet? Big respect to the farmer there.
There are lunatics trying to make weights woke. You heard that correctly. Alyssa Royce, the owner of Rocket Community Fitness, a CrossFit gym in, you guessed it, Seattle, is now urging CrossFit box owners to stop designating barbells as men and women's bars. 45 pounds equals a men's bar and 35 pounds a woman's bar, but apparently she says this is silly because barbells don't have genders, they have weights.
Okay. Can you identify as a black person?
No,
Why?
because I'm not black.
I'm not a woman, but I can identify as a woman according to you.
If you transition, maybe.
What defines a transition?
If that's your goal, you know?
If you believe it.
Sure.
If you believe you're black, why aren't you black?
Well, that's just not, that's like genetics. That's like ancestry.
You're also born a man or a woman. It's the same thing. That's also genetics.
Okay, I'm over it.
It's always when they are on the brink of deeper thought that they run away from the conversation like they want to stay blind. If you are not blind, you no longer belong to the club.
Stop it. Get some help.
A lot of trans friends, if they were dead named, it would be shattering to them. I think it's very wrong.
A few moments later.
Well, why do names matter so much? It's not as deep as you think it is. It's just a title.
If they were dead named, it would be shattering to them. I think it's very wrong.
Well, why do names matter so much?
99% of trans people, and it says, at the end of the film, there's no long-term studies of transition regret, but from what we do have, 99% of trans people do not go on to regret their transition, right?
Do you know who that study was done by?
You know when someone says that, you are about to get schooled, you can tell Miss Woke just got a little nervous.
Don't remember, and
So his name is Dr. Jack Turbin, and he's actually funded by AbbVie. AbbVie is a pharmaceutical company that gives money or does create cross-sex hormones and puberty blockers. Jack Turbin is essentially paid by people who benefit from you being on cross-sex hormones. And so he's the one that's put that study out, and he's the one that's given you that statistic. So it's not to say that I'm not negating who you are or who you believe you are, but that's not a true statistic.
What a load of crap!
I almost walked out today, and I'm crying in the back room right now, and I almost cried on the floor. It's just, I'm 3.5 hours into my shift. There's so many customers, and we have 4 people on the floor all day. Only 5 people were put on the schedule, and somebody had to call out. And there are 4 people running the whole store, and there's so many customers, and there's possibly scheduled 5 people. We only have 13 people employed at this store, and there's so many customers. And then people are yelling at me because they don't have their orders ready, and they don't know what to do. And a customer was misgendering me today, really badly. I didn't have their order ready, and so they were just talking to each other, and they're like, "She's clearly incompetent." I have a full mustache and beard. What the fuck?
Stop it. Get some help.
Straight people are getting too comfortable. I said what I said. Some things are not yours to talk about, joke about, or say. And you should go back to being deathly afraid of offending people.
You f***ing donkey!
Imagine going into a lifetime of debt to show up to class and do whatever this is. Not going to lie though, I would definitely hit that.
I prefer really not to speak. If I speak, I am in big trouble.
So I just got done playing tennis in my small little Tennessee conservative town. It was a mixed doubles group, and you can see I'm dressed pretty, I don't know, mask, androgynous, whatever you want to call it. And I'm not exactly going around announcing to people in this group that I'm non-binary, so most of them probably don't know.
Oh shit, here we go again.
But while I was there was a man there that made a transphobic joke. And it was offensive, and it was loud. He yelled it across the court. And my first instinct was shame, like, oh gosh, I really, and then it was fear, and then it was like, no, screw it, I gotta say something. And so I turned to him and I said, hey, I'm non-binary, I'd lay off the transphobic jokes. And he said, what's non-binary? What does it even mean? And I said, the fact that you don't know what it means is even more reason that you lay off joking about trans people. And he said, well, are you a boy? Are you a girl? I said, I'm neither. I use they, them pronouns. I'm non-binary. And he said, well, it's just genetics. And I said, I have spent so many more years and so many more hours and so much more life energy researching and learning about this topic than you ever will in your entire life. I promise you, I know more about it than you do. And he goes, oh, well, I mean, it was really more of a guy joke, I guess, than a, oh, okay. And I was ready for more because I thought he was going to keep going, right? Keep going at me. And he didn't. We ended up playing for another 45 minutes and he was very quiet. He was much more reserved. And I realized, I think that small interaction is going to make him think twice in the future about making trans jokes. Even when he looks around and thinks he's in a conservative area with all cisgender people, he's going to think twice. And I'm glad I said something. I'm glad I had the courage to say something, because too many times in my life I have let jokes and offensive things like that slide, and I want to start doing better.
My friends a bit ago described me as dog-coded, which became my favorite thing ever, and now I can't using it. Specifically, I love pointing out when my friends do something dog-coded. You scare a bird away, dog-coded. You dig a big hole while we're at the beach, dog-coded. Not the sun in my face, hold on. Or I collect bones, which is an extremely dog-coded hobby. I was telling one of my friends that I literally have a squirrel buried somewhere that I need to unbury for the bones, and they were like, you're literally a dog. Dog-coded is for the things a little less obvious than me wearing a collar and ears. If you don't like high-pitched noises, dog-coded. I have a very dog-coded yawn, I squeak. Taking yourself on a little walk when you're stressed is dog behavior. Clearly my objective in entering your friend group is to expose and convert all the puppies. I entered the chat and oops, we're all dogs. If you've ever had cheese by taking a bite straight from the block, that is dog-coded. I shave the sides of my hair short, so I call them my little puppy spots. If you're walking faster than your friend group and you look back over your shoulder and smile at them to make sure they're behind you still, dog-coded.
This person is wearing a dog collar with dog accessories, eating from a dog bowl, and has dog ears on. They are constantly looking for things that are dog-coded from themselves and their friends. I don't know what else to say about that. We have a mental health crisis in the United States, and it is most definitely a crisis of identity. I understand wanting to have fun with the things you wear and expressing yourself in a different way. But to identify as a dog or a puppy, how much further can you go from there? What will be the next thing to identify as?
I'm an 8-year military veteran, I'm a college student, I'm a black woman, and I believe that white privilege fucking exists.
You served in the military, you've made good choices, you're getting rewarded for them. You're going to live in the American middle class. What privilege do I have that you don't have that is based on skin color, not on wealth or socioeconomic status? Name one thing that you can't do that I can do.
I don't know. I can't make a whole fucking dollar.
What? You can't? Why?
Oh my God.
They always jump to this conclusion even though it's been debunked so many times. It makes you question the motive of modern-day feminism, since they keep pushing ideas that have been proven to be much deeper than gender.
There's so many different ways they sell you oppression, and she has purchased all of them today. So right now we are on sexism, right? So she's saying that I can't make a full dollar. Yes, you can.
What frustrates me is you served our country, which deserves to be applauded, and you have lived a life of a victor, and you have the gumption to tell me you're a victim without evidence. You were not able to cite one thing that you cannot do that I can do.
So you're actually the reason why people like us can't do well, because they've sold you our oppression and you bought it. Blacks were doing better under the Jim Crow
If you
era.
acknowledge the oppression of other people, we can heal from it.
No, we
but
can't.
if you want
No,
to
we
ignore
can't.
it, we won't have anything happen.
That's not how this works. Dialogue and acknowledging things doesn't make us suddenly rich.
We're here! We're queer! Get these fascists out of here!
Stop it. Get some help.
Touch me. This is the only tactic they have. This is the group that's saying that we're Christian. Please don't touch me.
Yo, what the fuck was that? Little beast woman.
Please do not touch me.
You need to go home and thank the Lord your mommy and daddy haven't kicked you out of your house. Looking like the devil himself. You need some help.
What do you think about white men?
I think it's just the term white man, just immediate turn off.
What do you think of black men?
Love.
Do you think it's racist to, by default, not like white men?
I mean, I don't think so, because I think there's a difference between like racism and that's an interesting question.
Yes, very interesting question. Haha, oh my god, wow. Somebody isn't exactly a deep thinker.
It is an interesting question.
Yeah, because like, I mean, I don't dislike, but there is like nervous feeling. I don't know.
So if you met someone who said that they get nervous around black men and that they've had bad experiences with black men, would you still consider that racist?
Ooh, yeah, I see your point.
We all have gender identity. You identify as a man, and I fully respect you.
Well, no, hang on. I don't identify as a man. I was born a biological male. Once you start saying there are hundreds of genders, you can identify as anything you want. You're going to end up with kids at school going, I'm a horse. And you've got to treat me like a horse.
Here's you're confusing two things.
No, I'm not.
Sex and gender. Biological sex is one thing. Gender is something different. Gender identity is how you see yourself.
And do you believe it's limitless?
No, I don't believe it's limitless.
What's the limit?
Well, there was basically male and female intersex, but there are people who have different gender identities.
Looks like we have a little bit of deflection going on here. Someone realizes the hole he has just dug. Now here comes the backpedaling and sidestepping. Once the conversation becomes logical, their religion starts to fall apart.
But how many genders are there?
There is no fixed number.
So what's the limit?
I don't see a particular limit.
There's no limit. You said there is a limit. Now you admit there's no limit. The BBC has put in education videos. There are 100+ genders.
Well, I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that.
So what is the limit? What's the number?
Well, I'm not going to specify a particular number.
That just makes no fucking sense. I mean, it's just bullshit.
Menstruate.
Can men menstruate?
Yes, ma'am.
Menstruate?
Have their periods?
No.
We're the only sane person in the United States is the foreigner. The Western world has really gone completely mad.
Why are some people saying out of that, do you think?
Because they're dumb.
My nigga.
Gender ideologues have done something totally different. They've said, you don't have the right to have your own say in this. We are right and you have to agree with us. They say, we're here, and instead of saying we're here, we're queer, and just get used to it, it's we're here, and as a result, biological reality doesn't exist. Well, clearly, this very, very idiotic ideology is causing havoc. Just today, Piers, there's another tape from a school in Scotland where some poor boy is having to explain to his teacher that there's only two biological sexes and that the gender woo-woo stuff is nonsense. And yet again, it's the student having to educate the teacher because the teacher has been indoctrinated into stupidity due to the gender ideologues.
Okay, Ava, you're laughing. Why?
It's just quite amusing, really. I mean, we're talking about children that are 12 and 13. I mean, when I was at school, I had a girl who identified as a horse.
Do you think it's okay to transition children?
Yeah.
To Christianity?
No.
Are you?
I'm a cisgendered man.
What does cis mean?
So that means if you were, so you were born a woman, and therefore you still identify as a woman, so you're a cisgendered woman, I would say.
And that's because of my physical femaleness.
You identify with how you...
What am I?
Well, I assume you're a cisgendered
I'm not
man,
a cis anything,
if I may assume.
I'm not a cis anything. I'm just a man.
Well, no, but you're a cisgendered man.
No, I'm not a cisgendered anything.
But hang on.
What does cis mean?
Well, that means that you were born the way that you identify
No,
now.
I'm just born a man.
But someone who transitions.
Why are you insisting on calling me something I'm not?
Well, you can refer to yourself as just a man if you like, but...
Most people identify as male or female, man or woman.
That's right, the vast majority of people. But that doesn't mean that there aren't other people who identify differently.
There are
I don't care what you think.
No, do you believe that?
I don't care what you think.
No, what do you believe?
My politics are filth. I say kill all people.
No.
Yeah, filth. Kill all people.
Your politics
Eat
are filth?
shit. Fuck dogs. Filth.
That's your politics?
That's my politics.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait. First of all, you're not gonna speed past that like you didn't just say what you just said.
That's your politics.
That's my politics.
And say what your politics are again now.
Okay.
Day 58 of being a girl, and I just froze my sperm.
Is that something y'all do, ladies? Huh? Freeze your sperm? Just asking.
I'm currently taking estrogen and a testosterone blocker, and I plan to be on them for a long time, and one of the side effects can be infertility.
Whoa, did someone just admit that these drugs have irreversible, life-changing consequences, and that giving them out whenever someone has a felling might be a bigger deal than the cult spews?
Oh, so you are admitting that taking these life-altering drugs do indeed cause sterility, which is why you, a woman, froze your sperm.
I just got my sperm count results back from the lab, and my sperm count was just above the viable amount, so I kind of did it at the perfect time, and I'm really, really happy that I did.
I'm just curious, ladies. When was the last time you had your sperm count checked?
Boys have a penis, girls have a vagina.
My entire concern is that you're making decisions for children.
Yeah.
And that this is a completely new thing with no historical precedent. We've never done this before. There's not like a history of hundreds of years of hormone blockers being used on young children and whether or not that is healthy and promotes a positive life. I feel like if a child thinks they're a girl, let them live as a girl. But you don't have to hormonally engage with their body with chemicals. It just seems crazy. It seems ill-advised. It seems like this movement of acceptance and progressive thinking in many ways is a fantastic thing. It's a fantastic movement. But this seems to me to be a leap. And that you're making this leap to confirm your ideology and to confirm that, you know, you're 100% cool with trans people and you're 100% cool and you're going to recognize this child as trans, but you're doing something, you're doing something to this child's body that you can't turn around. And if this child decides at whatever age we decide that you can make rational decisions to transition as trans, let them fully develop first. Let them be a person. Let them make these decisions.
I say whatever the I want.
Did you damage his sign?
I have it on video.
No,
I can see that you guys have it on video. So what's gonna happen? With all respect.
So here's the damage.
So are we pressing?
Yes. Destruction.
You know what they say about the dildo of consequence. It rarely comes lubed. Young and with bazookas like those, I doubt she has ever known real consequences.
Of private property. Yep. After good behavior, 6 months in community service, the judge will drop it.
I am a full-time student. I'm coming back here in the summertime.
Nope. Next time you'll think not to do it.
Dude, like you can't find any like peace in your heart and understanding.
I will let.
This is insane.
No, what was insane is what you did for no reason.
Insane is that your friend is in a bunny suit and you're.
Oh no! Here comes Gollum to save the day.
Inciting you.
I'm on a public street and a public sidewalk on a public street.
I don't understand this.
This is probably the third or fourth flag that's been damaged.
In my studies in my future, though. Don't you think it kind of gets in the way of like me growing and becoming as an individual?
Teachable moment.
What is a teachable moment?
This. Right now.
What about your president that's literally getting indicted right now? What about that?
Oh, for what? The false charges? I'll tell you something. I live in Delaware.
I don't want to listen to you.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
You're going to jail.
You're going to jail.
It's vegan
because it's strawberry milk and not like cow milk. You know what I mean?
Did he say fucking vegan milk? Show me the fucking udder on a strawberry.
I think that it's fair, though, that a biological male who's naturally stronger, faster, and bigger is taking away opportunities from women.
I don't like the way that question is phrased.
Of course, you can get into the weeds of like testosterone levels, whatever, but I think if she's a woman, and let her compete. Yeah, I agree.
Do you think that a WNBA team can beat an NBA team?
Yeah, most definitely.
Come on, you don't think that.
A WNBA team will be a Pistons, Raptors,
All this horn dog is trying to do is get some bunda. He doesn't give a fuck about the cause. Trying to come sneak behind enemy lines to get some freaky white girl booty? Come on, his tactics are simpish.
You can't even inject hormones into your body to change that.
Yeah, I can't really say too much about this, but it's just one of those things.
Yeah, I feel like maybe we're not educated enough in the debate. If someone feels they are a woman and is a woman, then they should be playing women's sports.
So even if it's like LeBron James?
Yes. If LeBron James is going to transition and become a woman, then I think that he should play in women's sports.
Should Mike Tyson, have you heard of him?
Yes, I have.
If he identifies as a female, should he be allowed to enter a boxing match with a biological female?
Well, the short answer is yes, somebody who is trans.
Okay. After 20 fights, I was undefeated. Only one fighter stood between me and the belt.
I'll tell you who is an idiot is the head coach of the women's South Carolina team.
If you consider yourself a woman and you want to play sports or vice versa, you should be able to play.
That means if I transition to a woman right now, then I can go play in the WNBA and average 50.
She said it should be allowed when the women had the biggest year they've ever had. I don't know why.
She thinks they can compete with the men because of how good they were this year.
Bro, the best woman to ever play could go in the NBA right now and it would be over for her, bro.
Caitlyn maybe, bro.
Caitlyn's cold. That's the one girl that I was okay. If she was in an NBA game, yeah, on defense she would get cooked, but offensive.
How many genders are there?
Infinite.
Infinite.
I think there are infinite genders. Yeah.
Why do you say that?
Because I think, I don't know, you can't put things in boundaries. You can define yourself as whatever you want, and I don't have a number for it, so it's infinite for me. Yeah.
What do you identify as?
I identify as female.
I identify as male.
There's a spectrum of genders, you can't really say.
Like an unlimited amount, you would say? Yeah. Do you think that, like, if a man identified as a woman, he should be able to go into the women's restroom?
Yeah.
I don't know, to be honest.
What do you identify with?
Male.
Male? Me too. How many genders are there?
Oh, girl. It's like 72 plus or something.
I could not tell you.
You couldn't tell me?
Could not tell you.
How many can you name?
Not all 72.
Spitfire a few.
There's, what is it? Third gender, cisgender, agender, cis woman, cis man, non-binary / other. I don't know. No, that's sexuality. That's not gender. Sorry.
Don't be intolerant.
Gotcha, bitch. See, what's interesting is you want me to respect all those 100 genders, however ludicrous some of them are, but you have zero respect for my right to identify myself in any way I see fit. So in other words, it's one rule for you. You say everyone's entitled to say they can be whatever they want. But the moment I decide that I want to be a two-spirit penguin, you go absolutely nuts and want to control how I self-identify.
That's not how it works.
That is the point I'm making.
Are trans women women?
Yes.
Why are they women?
Because they want to be. I think that people can do whatever they want to be. People can be whatever they want to be.
Does that make it true, though?
I think in the terms of being trans, yes, it does.
If trans women are women, then what is a woman?
I think a woman is someone who feels like a woman.
What does a woman feel like?
Well, I don't think you would know. I know that I feel like a woman.
Because you are a woman.
Yes, exactly. You wouldn't know what it feels like to be a woman.
But how would a trans woman know what it feels like to be a woman?
Because they wouldn't feel like you, they would feel like me. You can't understand the difference unless you are.
But how would a biological man that identifies as a woman know that they are a woman?
Because they would feel like a woman.
What does feeling like a woman feel like?
They would feel like they're in the wrong body. They wouldn't feel like they wouldn't feel correct in who they are.
But if they feel like they're in the wrong body, does that mean that they are a woman?
Country should be more fearful of white men across our country because they are actually causing most of the deaths within this country.
If white men are so dangerous, then why did you marry one? you muppet.
I'm in New York City right now, standing outside of a Palestine protest. I want to know if they actually understand why they are protesting and see if they can give me any good answers. What are you guys out here protesting for?
No comment.
Why are you guys out here today?
Speak to the organizers.
Why can't I wanted to ask you though.
Official statements from the organizers only.
In the simplest terms, why are you guys protesting?
It's clear these people don't know what's going on. They are just following what their leaders are telling them to do. If their campus leaders told them to cluck around like a chicken, they would. You can tell they have been told not to say anything. Because if they do say anything, they will look like idiots.
Why are you guys protesting today?
I'm okay, thank you. Yeah, I don't think it would be a good idea if we...
Why are you guys protesting?
Just to be a part of the cause.
And what's the cause?
Yeah, I'm not the right person to talk to either.
It's not our job to talk to. We're just here to support. We're not the spokespeople of this event. This is the wrong people to talk to.
I'm not asking for the spokesperson. I'm just asking why you guys are protesting.
This is...
Why are you guys here today?
We're not interested in speaking with you.
Don't do it. Don't do it. You're going to get yourself in trouble. Really? Yeah.
Bye, bitch.
Oh, this is Quentin at the Dollar General in Pflugerville. What did you say, Quentin? You called me a she, her?
I don't know what.
And you said to get the fuck out because your system's...
I don't know what you said, man. Go on somewhere.
Oh, no, what'd you call me? Please, Quentin. Please feel free to tell me what you called me.
We can play this game all day.
Oh, what game? Where you're being transphobic and offensive because your system's not working, and I asked if we could use another register, and you said get the fuck out of here?
This is giving me a hard time here at Dollar General.
All right.
Doesn't want to leave because their card is declined because
my card did not it did not say insufficient funds. What did it say, ma'am? Did my card say insufficient funds, or did it say that your system's not working? No, I'm serious, because this isn't cool. Anyway, it did not say insufficient funds, sir. What did it fucking say? It said no checking account. What does that mean? It did not say insufficient funds. We're going back to your phobia. You giving me a hard time here before at this place. Keep filming, because it's going to be on here.
You can't always play the victim. You posted this thinking everyone was going to take your side, but everyone took Quentin's side.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
You're going to lose your job, sir. Have a good one.
Oh, shiver my timbers! Shut up, man! Get some help.
Peacefully standing in front of a wall that we're allowed to express ourselves on.
Oh, they're gonna love this. Thank you.
Taylor's giving me a new hoodie.
You dummies. No, not the Eunice.
Not the Eunice.
Oh yeah, y'all. It's all good, bro.
Intimidated by a sign.
It's called congratulations, you played yourself.
You guys like to bring up high school level biology classes a lot. I get that a lot. But people who go on to more complicated biology classes will talk about sex as a spectrum.
It's not. It's not.
Well, biological researchers would disagree with you.
Well, then they're full of shit, the ones that would say that. There are...
All right.
I just have one quick... Can you come back for 1 second? Because this is an important question. You said you're an EMT.
Yes.
Okay, if you're responding to a health emergency. Biological male. Somebody with a penis is having a medical emergency. And they say to you, I think I'm having a miscarriage. Would you check them to see if they're having a miscarriage? Would you consider that a possibility for them?
Now you can tell by the silence that deep down he knows the answer is clear, but the truth can't be acknowledged because it goes against his religion. Matt Walsh is too logical and can run circles around the ideology of these donuts.
No, but...
Got him. Look at you. You're a man.
Almost.
White people just easily have more resources than black people.
Why?
Because they are taken as the better race.
White people just have a lot more opportunities.
What did that just mean?
Call you an African booty scratcher, they're gonna...
The truth is, if you tell someone they are a victim, they will spend their whole life looking for reasons they are oppressed. I honestly feel sorry for them.
Say your hair looks like a dog's hair, they're gonna say that you're unique because you look different. But if I'm white, I'm gonna do whatever I want because I'm not gonna have the same consequences and I'm most likely gonna get out of whatever I do.
What do you have to say to the people that say more black people get arrested because they commit majority of the crimes?
White people are the ones that kill majority of the people, that fight for the guns and fight for the wrong laws.
Yeah, on the federal level, there's lots of bills that would enshrine trans women as biological real women under the law. Would you support something like that? I know like the Equality Act is one of those things.
I mean, why wouldn't I support that? Like, I think trans kids need to be able to participate, right? I mean, sports is such a critical piece of life.
I'm speechless, so I don't know what to say.
I just like terrible at this, man. I just like these questions are horrendous.
All right. You're the interviewer. Ask him a question.
No, I'm gonna ask you a question.
Sure.
Okay. Fuck!
Congratulations, you played yourself.
I had a neighbor confront me for using the women's restroom. I lived here for 4.5 years. Everyone should know that I'm a trans woman. I've always been known as Kaylee. I've always used she, her pronoun. I've been having some stomach issues because of Trulicity, and I'd use a bathroom real quick, and they're single-use bathrooms, and it's the only place that I feel safe using the women's bathroom. Well, I got done and got out, and this neighbor was talking to another neighbor and started pointing out the sign. I knew exactly what she was talking about because it was a big old woman sign. And I'm like, is there a problem? She's like, yeah, you're using the woman's restroom. You're a man. And I said, I'm a trans woman. And she's like, no, you're a man. And she kept saying that over and over. And she kept saying, you're not a she, you're a he. You should be using it. You're born a man. And just over and over. And honestly, I just lost it. And just started screaming and swearing. I just couldn't handle it. This is my home. This is my safe place. I should be able to use the restroom.
I think the gender wage gap is real.
I do.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I do.
I can't believe we are still believing this myth in 2024. If that was true, business owners would just be hiring mostly, if not only women, since it would save them so much money. You know, with our evil, profit-driven capitalism.
Why do you think that?
I believe it because I've seen research in classes that I've actually taken here.
How do you stop the gender wage gap?
That's a great question. I think we have to take a look at our government and our understanding of capitalism and consumerism and kind of start working there and work backwards.
What did that just mean?
If you had like a business, you know what I mean, and they could pay women 77 cents for every dollar that a man would make, that would be like capitalism. So they would hire all women.
I suppose in a sense I'm following what you're saying, but...
I think they probably couldn't do that because then they would be accused of being sexist against men.
This is a sickness of the highest order. You know what to do, guys. Hit that like button. Make sure to subscribe so you don't miss more Muppets like this. And remember, we don't fucking care.